For Madison Community Television and Daniel Hand High School Tiger Football. This is Kent Sprague with Jerry Johnson beside me, Paul Sprague behind the camera, and Lynn Richards directing. Tonight is the first game of the season, 1993. The Daniel Hand Tigers taking on the Vikings of East Lyme. And they're coming off a good season last year, Jerry, an 8-2 season. But Coach Philippone is about to have to start over this year with 14 seniors graduated off of last year's team and only 7 seniors this year. Can you give us a little bit more about the team that you know at this point?
Sure, and that's why high school coaching at this level is so difficult, because last year with 15 seniors graduating, really they have to rebuild the team from scratch. They got off to a good start with a good solid line offensively and defensively, but they had a very rough start in the preseason in scrimmages, and Hand is very, very banged up. They have, I believe, 4 sophomores that are starting, 5 sophomores if you include the kicker. East Lyme is coming into this game with a very, very strong offense and defensive team. Their offensive line averages over 200 pounds. They have a lone setback who's number 24. We'll have to keep our eye on him. He's 6'1", about 220 pounds. Very, very aggressive, hard running back. They run a run and shoot. One of the things that the coaching staff was hoping for, I wasn't really hoping for it up here.
That'll test the defense right off.
But the coaching staff was hoping for a little more inclement weather, which would put more pressure on the run and shoot offense. And what that does to Hand's defense is it forces Hand's defense out of their normal script. They normally run a 4-4-3, meaning 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and 3 deep in the secondary, and they're going to have to adjust that defense for a different look because of the run and shoot.
We will be underway very shortly with our 6th season of Hand Tiger football, and the coin toss will take place in the middle of the field, and the game will begin very shortly. In the center of the field are the 1993 captains for Daniel Hand. Number 5 is Mike Burrell, who will be a fullback and a safety on defense, and the other, number 34, is Peter Lawler, as the 1993 captain. Jerry, you wanted to get a little more information about the offense.
Yes, as we said at the onset, this year Hand has a lot of holes to fill. One hole that's going to be filled tonight is by Hand's quarterback, Mark Domkowski, who's a tremendous athlete, but he hasn't taken a snap in a game from center since he was a freshman. So what Hand's philosophy philosophy offensively is going to be tonight is to make sure that the ball is handed off to the backs properly without a lot of options. And what Hand doesn't want to do offensively is make mistakes, and they don't want to be forced into having Mark Domkowski, a young quarterback, force a bad throw and give the ball away to the other team. So what they're going to do, which is not real unfamiliar to Hand, is they're going to run a very, very controlled type of offense tonight.
So Daniel Hand will get the ball first.
Hand has won the toss and has elected to receive.
And will receive the ball.
Lyme will defend the West goal by the scoreboard in the first half.
Let's go. Daniel Hand will receive the ball to begin the first game of the season. Back deep to receive are Peter Lawler, number 34, and number 22, Eric Hamill. East Lyme kicking off.
And both Eric and Peter have tremendous speed. Either one of those backs can break it for a big gainer, Kent.
And the 93 season is underway, and Hamill comes up and picks it up at the 20. Swinging to the near side, he's got a wall.
Got some room.
And he gets downfield to about the 47-yard line. Good return.
Now this is going to be a very, very important series for the Tiger offense. What they've got to do is give their young quarterback some time to get his feet wet and not make mistakes and gain some poise.
That's not the 47, that's the 43 that I'm looking at there. So Hamill brings it back from the 20 to the 43. First down Hand, first play from scrimmage of this year's season. Mark Domkowski over center and gives to Hamill. Hamill stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
There was some confusion on that play, Kent. They lined up in an I formation with the wing right. The wing went into motion and ran into Hamill, who was the tailback. So something was wrong with that play.
We'll try to pick up the numbers of the players in the game. Mark Domkowski at quarterback, Mike Burrell at fullback, Eric Hamill at tailback. Pitch this time to Hamill, swinging near side of the field. He got a little bit of the corner, gains about 4.
Knocked out of bounds by
about the 48-yard line. Third down coming up. You'll have about a 3rd and 5.
What Hand needs tonight is good execution. They're going to be trying to pick up 3 to 5 yards a clip, and that means that there are a lot of plays to run down the field, and all you have to do is have one penalty that can really stall your drive. Hand has got to play mistake-free football tonight.
Tim Hevesy over center. In motion is Lawler, and Domkowski rolling left. Now he pulls it down. He's got the corner. He's got a first down.
And that's a great job by Domkowski, and what that's going to do is it's going to give him a little enthusiasm. He's going to settle down a little bit, and he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable about being out there.
Mark Domkowski gets the first down of the game, almost to the 45-yard line. First quarter, early in the game, no score. And off up the middle. And Mike Burrell gains about 2.
That was just a simple dive right off the guard and the center. And one of the things that Hand needs is for that offensive line to gel a little bit. Thus far, this is a strong point of Hand's, but they really haven't gelled yet.
And off again to Burrell, swinging to the right, and he's got the corner. Good gain going down the sideline, pushed out of bounds. But another first down inside the 30.
That was a great run by Mike Burrell. Mike has had some injury problems with his left shoulder, and when you're running right, what you have to use to break tackles is your left shoulder, and that time he got a good little lick on his left shoulder, and he looks fine.
He has had a severe dislocated shoulder, but I talked to his dad before the game, and he said he was okay, he was going to play, and he sure is. Hand out this time to Hamill, going to the left, not much there. Stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
What that was, Kent, was a counter where they faked to Mike Burrell going to the right, and they give it to Eric Hamill going to the left. And what they're trying to do is create some misdirection with the linebackers of East Lyme, get the linebackers to flow one way, and then have the ball go back the other way.
So no gain on that last play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. curl, split to the left, and a run to the right this time by Hamill. He's down to the 10-yard line, and that's another first down.
That's the play that we've seen so much yardage gained by Hand, which is just a simple toss right, where Hamill behind his blocking man, a nice hole on the inside. He's got great speed. He bounced it out to the outside and picked up some great yardage.
Some of the strength of Hand this year should be the offensive line, and particularly Eric Hamill, who ran a lot last year. First down. And run up the middle, that's number 38. That's Dan Larragee.
That was Shades and Chris Torres up the middle, Ken. Great job, and a super start to this season. That's what Hand needed by this young team, was to get some points on the board early. That's exactly what they did.
I believe that was 38 that made the run that time, Dan Larragee.
You know, he's one of the 4 sophomores that's starting tonight.
So Daniel Hand in our first possession goes right down and puts it in the end zone. 9:11 left, first quarter, 6-0. And a sophomore kicker out here. Kick is up, kick is good by Jim Willis.
And he's got a great leg. He's going to be a super kicker as time goes on. He also, as you said, is only a sophomore.
So we had a sophomore score the touchdown and a sophomore kick to extra point. 7-0 for Hand. Daniel Hand, the first possession of the year, took it the original kickoff was fielded on the 20 and brought back to the 43, and then they marched it right down the field and put it in the end zone. Jim Willis kicked the extra point, and he is now kicking off. Floater down the left side, fielded down to 20, and he had his knee down when he caught that ball right near the 20.
He was down and the ball was received. It will be spotted back at the 21-yard line. First and 10. East Lyme commits 21.
Jerry, as we go here, we'll try to get some of the numbers of the linemen. On defense, they're going to have a different look this year, I understand.
Well, not this year, but what they're going to have to do, they're going to be forced out of their normal defense because we're going to see a wide open offense where they might have trips to one side, a lone setback. And right now, you can see they have a lone setback.
So East Lyme's first possession, a quarterback keeper right up the middle, gained about 2.
And what they want to do with this run-and-shoot offense is they want to keep the defense off stride. What they want to do is not allow that defense to be able to read what they're going to do on any given play.
I see Tom Malik, the middle linebacker, is calling the defensive signals. In at linebacker are Tom Malik, and 38 is Dan Larragee on the inside. Second down and 8 for East Lyme, and a run to the right, and that one is stuffed.
There was some great penetration by, I believe it was number 74. I'm not sure, Kent. But
I saw 72 there.
The left tackle was slashing inside. Either Rob Mason or Mike Salmani got some penetration in the backfield, made the stop in the backfield.
I know Rob Mason, 72, made part of the tackle at least, so that play lost a couple yards. Third down and 10 coming up for East Lyme. Ball's at about the 21-yard line. Quarterback is rolling, looking to throw, and now he throws it, and it's dropped. Incomplete pass. Coverage on the near side is by Ryan Dorez.
That was a very fortunate drop because the ball was thrown on the money. He was open, and Hand's defense, I believe, then was playing his zone, and they were giving East Lyme a lot of cushion, a little too much cushion, because he could have picked up a good 20 yards on that play.
That will bring up fourth down and 10, however, with the drop pass. Back to receive for Hand are Eric Hamill on the far side and Peter Lawler on the near side. And they're both at about the 45-yard line. It's a low kick, and it's going to be fielded on a bounce by Hamill, and he drops it, now picks it up. And Hamill is trying to get away from people on the far sideline, and he brings it back to about the 40.
First and 10, Hand from his 40.
You know, sometimes, Kent, when you have a drop ball like that, the defense will converge on the ball and you'll be able to break it outside for a big gainer. But that time, East Lyme had some very good spread punt coverage and didn't allow Eric to get to the outside.
So Daniel Hand's second possession of this season. The first time they took it down the field and scored. This time they're starting at the 40-yard line. Mark Gumkowski rolling right, looking to throw. His first pass overthrown, aiming for number 88 on the near sideline, who is Dan Guinapero. Remember Dan's older brother? One of the best receivers that Hand has had in years.
Well, if Dan could come close to his older brother down the road, Hand's going to have a tremendous aerial attack.
So an incomplete pass on first down, 2nd and 10. Two receivers split to the right side this time. Lawler in the slot, and it's handed off to Hamill. Hamill swinging to the right, and a straight arm, and gains a first down, about a 15-yard gain.
Great job by the offensive line to open up that hole. What that was a little bit of a delayed draw, and East Lyme's team is a reading. They're not a very aggressive defense. They're a reading defense. They run a 4-4 defense. That time the offensive line was able to open up a big hole for
Eric Hamill gains 15 yards and a first down. Was it the 45? And up the first man through. Burrell, he's got a big hole. Burrell gained 9 yards. Mike Burrell, a quick hitter right up the middle behind right guard and center. The center for Hand is Tim Hevesy.
Tim's only a junior. He's a veteran because he played all last year, Ken, if you remember, as a sophomore and did a heck of a job.
Chris Frey is the right guard there. Run up the middle again by Hamill. He got the first down. Gains about 3.
You know, a lot of people are talking about the offensive line as being one of the strengths of Hand this year, but you know, they've got two tremendous running backs in Hamill and Burrell. And Mark Gumkowski is a great athlete. All he needs is a little confidence, and he's going to be on his way doing some great things.
And this time a counter to Hamill. Hamill's got a good gain. Hamill gains about 5 or 6. Blocking there by Chris Frey, number 50. Some of the other linemen in there are 72 is Rob Mason. At tight end was 91 Matt Soper. Tim Hevesy over the ball at center. Slot right this time is 34 Peter Lawler. Handed off to Burrell. Burrell gets tackled near the line of scrimmage. Gains about 2. That'll bring up a third down, about 3.
Ward, number 76. Chris George, number 21, combined for the stop.
We're down to 5 minutes left, first quarter. Daniel Hand leading 7-0.
24.
3rd and 3 for Hand. 76, Mike Anderson is the left tackle. Andy Drennan's left guard, and Eric Hamill heading for the left sideline, and he is tripped up inside the 10, a long gain.
You know, that was a great block by Tim Hevesy from a center position. It was a toss left. Tim pulled and kicked the end out. And Eric has great vision. He was, with his speed, he was able to cut inside the block off Tim Hevesy, finding that daylight, and then broke it back outside. Great job.
Another 15 or 16 yards for Eric Hamill running to the left. And Hand has a 1st and goal at about the 8.
Hand on the 7.
Tight formation. Handed off to Burrell. Burrell's trying to go right, and he is stopped. Maybe lost a yard.
Burrell stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And fights his way back.
You know, on that last play, Kent, the play before that with Hevesy and Hamill pairing up for that yardage. You know, before preseason, they came down to youth football and helped coach some of the younger 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. So they're great kids, and they're coached very well.
And Gumkowski pulls it back down and heading for the end zone. And he's still standing, but he's stopped short, and a flag comes in late as the tackle is made. A flag comes in behind East Lyme.
On the play.
It's a hold on East Lyme. The ball is inside the 5. Two of the other linemen in there, Andy Drennan at left guard and Mike Anderson at left tackle. That was a face mask, I guess, was the indication. At the end of the run, Mark Gumkowski fighting for yardage, and he's down to about the 2.
The goal line, and the penalty puts the ball inside the 2. We will repeat, second down.
Second down and a long one, between 1 and 2 to go for a touchdown for Han. Gumkowski hands off to Burrell, who buries his way into the end zone. Mike Burrell takes it right behind right guard.
Touchdown.
Good strong running by Mike Burrell, but also nice job by this offensive line. Man on man is outweighed by a East Lyme defensive line that averages over 200 pounds, but he got lower than East Lyme, pushed him back and allowed Mike Burrell to get on the end zone.
He went right behind Tim Hevesy and Chris Frey, who did the blocking. Mark Gumkowski to hold, Jim Willis to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, kick good. 14-0, Daniel Han leads. 3:06 left in the first quarter. Okay. Jim Willis back to kickoff again. Jerry, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. You can't ask for more than that.
You really can't, especially with a young team. What they've got to do is keep the pressure on.
Willis hits it down to about the 23. It's caught and run to the right. And a man breaks through, and he's heading for the end zone. And as he's caught from behind, that's going to be a touchdown for East Lyme. A long return of the kickoff makes it 14-6.
And that's exactly what East Lyme needed. All the momentum was in Han's favor. And all you have to do is have one play where you have a breakdown. And that time the breakdown was with Han's kickoff team not staying in their lanes. He breaks one for a touchdown, and one play totally turns the momentum around.
At about a 77-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and East Lyme is on the board. East Lyme lining up to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and it's almost blocked, but put through. Good kick is good.
Descent is good with 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. And
Ryan Torres and Rob Mason were both in on the kicker, but he got it through them. So the score is now 14-7. Jerry, that's a quick wake-up call.
Yeah, it really is, and some of that has to do with working with a young team, and they're going to gel as time goes on. But one of the things that they've got to do is put it together now, because they can't let East Lyme get cranked up with the offense that they have.
Eric Hamill and Peter Lawler back deep to receive the kick. A low, hard kick aimed for Lawler, who picks it up at the 18 and swinging to the right, and a good return. And he's up across the 40 to about the 42.
I saw a flag on the play, Ken. It could be a face mask, which will give Han tremendous field position.
There's a flag right where the tackle was made. That's exactly what it was, Jerry. Face mask.
Face mask penalty against the defense.
Now, football is an emotional game, and what you're going to see is momentum swings back and forth. And what this is going to do, this good run back, as well as the penalties, it's going to give Han some momentum on offense to hopefully drive the ball right down their throat again.
So Daniel Han gets the ball for the 3rd time, this time at the 43. Mark Gumkowski quarterbacking all the way so far. Mike Burrell at fullback, Eric Hamill at tailback. And Hamill swings to the right behind the blocking of 72, who is Rob Mason. And a pretty good gain there.
crosses the 35.
And again, that was a toss right where Mason pulls and kicks out, Eric finds the opening, runs to daylight. He's got the quickness and the vision to do it.
About 8 yards. This time we've got Mike Burrell in the tailback position, and Mike Burrell takes it to the right and still going, finally out of bounds.
Exactly the same play that you just saw before, Kent, just a different back that time.
Dan Largy was the fullback blocking that time. That's a first down.
First and 10 Tigers.
Ball about the 27. Hamill back at tailback. Hamill carries the ball. Got good blocking there on the right side. Finally out of bounds near the 20.
You know, if something works, you stick with it. They've run the same play 3 times. They just had different personnel at the point of attack on each play.
If you're going to get between 6 and 8 yards every carry, why not keep it up?
Well, what they'll do is they'll keep it up until East Lyme shuts it down.
Almost 7 yards on that carry. And a mix-up in the backfield, but Hamill gets the ball, but he's stacked up. That play was destined for trouble. They ran into each other in the backfield.
Well, that's where youth comes into play. What that was a counter, and the footing was off just a little bit between the fullback and the quarterback. It's all timing on offense, Ken, especially in the backfield.
So no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Split wide to the left this time is number 88, Dan Guinapero. And Gumkowski looking for Guinapero. He's got him. Complete pass. First down inside the 10-yard line.
He was wide open. The defender saw him open and started moving to the flow, moving in that direction, but he just couldn't get there in time before the ball was there.
Dan Guinapero completes the pass.
And what's good about that is it's starting to give Mark a little confidence. And the more confidence he has, the less chance there is for him forcing things and making mistakes.
First down and goal for Hand inside the 8. This time it's handed off to Hamill, swinging to the right, and he's picking up blocks, but he is finally gang tackled. Not much there. I think Eric wanted to make a sharp cut back to the left there and didn't see the opening to do it.
What we've seen on the counters is the counter has been going to the left. That was the first time we saw a counter coming back to the right, where they had flow going to the left, coming back, giving it off to the back to the right.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and about 10, and it's carried by the fullback, Brill. That's not Brill. That's number 50.
Stopped at the 6, 3rd and goal.
Clock is running. We're down to 10 seconds, so they may not get this play off before the end of the first quarter. 5 seconds left. 2 men split to the left, and 2, 1. That should end a quarter. They'll have to go clear the length of the field
that
to.
Is the end of the first quarter with the score: Hand 14, East Lyme 7.
You know, Kent, even though they didn't get that play off, I think they purposely were trying to set something up to confuse East Lyme. What they had was trips to the left, knowing that time was going to run out, with East Lyme seeing that offensive formation. Let's see if they come back with that offensive formation or possibly a different formation.
As we begin the second quarter of this game, with Daniel Hand leading East Lyme 14-7. Hand has 3rd down and goal at the 6. Gumkowski's going to keep the ball, heading for the end zone, and he's got it.
Well, he's a great athlete, and what Hand doesn't want to do is to have this young quarterback who doesn't have a lot of experience force it. That time they had trips to the left. They were showing a pass to that side of the field. All 3 of those receivers went downfield, and it forced the secondary to pick them up. And what that did is it allowed the under coverage to be vacated, where Gumkowski was able to just run right around the end.
Daniel Hand makes it 20-7 with a conversion drive by Jim Willis coming up.
So what ends up happening, Ken, is those trips, those 3 receivers become decoys.
Good snap, good placement. And sophomore Jim Willis hits 3 in a row. Daniel Hand leading East Lyme by a score of 21-7, and Jim Willis has been perfect on extra points so far. We've had such a good kicker here for the last several years, Sean Lynch. It's good to see a young kicker follow him.
Now we need some kick coverage here, Kent.
A low bouncer this time, and a whistle is blown.
It could be that that the officials weren't set and ready yet.
Looks like we're going to go back and repeat that one.
There's a flag.
No, there's a flag. I can see a flag on the far side of the field.
And will be penalized 5 yards back to the 35.
What that is offsides, where somebody on the hand side was across the line before the ball was kicked.
So we back up 5 yards to the 35 and do it again. Kick this time is fielded about the 27. We turn up the middle, and the man's still moving. Finally, he's knocked off his feet at about the 45.
Much better coverage that time, and you know, the thing I like about that last drive, Kent, is Hand gets up 14 quick points, and on one play, East Lyme comes back and scores. And you know, a team that doesn't have a winning tradition might lay down, and the whole game turns around. Hand came right back, scored again to negate that kickoff return, and it puts them right back 14 points ahead.
East Lyme with the ball at the 45. Motion to the left. Quarterback rolling left, going to keep it, and he is tackled. That's number 78, Tim Hevesy.
Tim Hevesy is a tough kid. He's got some good experiences. What that was an option, and the quarterback could have kept it himself, or he could have pitched out to the trailing back. And what you've got to do is to defend that, is you've got to have people man-to-man responsibility for the quarterback and also for the trailing back.
So Tim Hevesy is playing one defensive end, and Matt Soper is playing the other one. The two down men are 76, Mike Anderson, and can't see the other number. And East Lyme option to the right. Man's got the corner, but not much. And a good tackle made by Lawler.
They set up with a wing to the left. They put the wing in motion to the right. And what they wanted to do is have the defense set up there to the formation of the strength of the offense. By putting that wing in motion, it brought the strength to the other side of the field at the point of attack.
The other down lineman is Mike Salmani. He's number 74. Third down and 5. And looking to throw. Overthrown, incomplete pass. Pressured by Hevesy.
Now that's the best defensive coverage that you can have in the secondary, is a good rush by your interior lineman. And I think we're going to see some tremendous things from Tim Hevesy this year. And you know, that name's been around for a while, Kent.
Yeah, we heard a lot last year.
And many years before that, Tim, I think, is the third of 3 Hevesy football players that have been here on this field. 4.
Fourth.
4 players.
Fourth. Fourth down for East Lyme, punt formation. Hamill and Lawler back to receive. A high snap and a low kick. That will not be fielded.
The kick by Descent is low, dead at the hand of 22.
By the hand defense so far in the game, Ken. You know, East Lyme has not had a single first down thus far.
It's a run by Burrell to the right side. First down and more. Still going. And he's got 17, 18 yards.
You know, the offensive line had some tremendous blocking at the point of attack, but they allowed Burrell to get into the secondary, and then Burrell did the rest. Good job by offensive line, and a good job by Mike once he got into the secondary.
Pitch this time to Hamill, going to the right. Got about 3 yards. Number 82 is Bob Duggan, who brings the play in.
Gain of 4 to the 45. 2nd and 6.
He keeps the ball, dodges one man, and got a good game going. He can run, he's nearly a sideline all the way.
Touchdown!
Touchdown!
What a super heads-up play!
Mark Gumkowski.
Good job by Mark. You know, Kent, that was a miscommunication in the backfield. I believe it was a counter, and Mark wasn't able to give the handoff. So what he did was he just took the ball and ran instead of hanging around, and he picked up some blocking on the corner, and because of his athletic ability, he was able to turn a mix-up into a touchdown.
He went about 55 yards.
See, if you're going to mess a play up, getting a touchdown out of it's not such a bad thing, is it?
He can run, can't he?
He's got some great speed.
Jim Willis to try the conversion. And Willis is perfect. 4 for 4 for Jim Willis.
Well, I tell you, these young kids are really exciting me tonight, Ken. I thought that hand was going to come out here and make a lot of mistakes, and they have made some mistakes, but they've turned those mistakes into some positive attributes. Case in point just then. Kent, that name Gumkowski isn't a strange name to this football field. His older brother played some great football for a couple of years.
Remember what a good game Scott Gumkowski had against Xavier? Scored 6 touchdowns.
Actually, last year against East Lyme, I think Scott Gumkowski, Mark's older brother, gained over 200 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Could have been. Mark Gumkowski just outran the field and tiptoed down the sideline there. So Daniel Hand is now leading 28-7 with 8:34 left before halftime. Willis hits a low one, is picked up at the 30, going right back up the middle, and a tackle is made by a host of players. The first contact there was by number 40, Mac Dolan.
30-yard line to the east
And that
line,
kick is
48.
by design, Kent. You've seen since that kickoff return for a touchdown, I'm certain it's by design where they don't want to kick it deep and allow the kickoff return team to get set up. What they want to do is kick it to a back that normally doesn't run with the ball and allow the defensive kickoff team to get coverage down there.
Eric Frey finished off the tackle on that. East Lyme takes over at the 38. So roll to the right, now a pass. Complete pass on the near sideline. Knocked out of bounds by 82, covering on this side, who is Bob Duggan.
Another one of the starting sophomores, Ken. Nice open field tackle.
Is that the first down for them?
That is the first down.
So a good pass play by East Lyme with 7:52 left before halftime. Gets their first down of the game.
We're going to allow them one first down per half. So that's their last first down in this half.
No more kick returns. First down, just across midfield. Roll to the left this time, looking to throw left. There's a flag down and the ball is dropped. Flag down in East Lyme's backfield.
What happened is Tim Hevesy is so aggressive and he's beating up on their offensive ends that they can't block him, so they're trying to hold him. That time they held him, and the official, fortunately for Hand, was standing right there and saw it. That's a big penalty against East Lyme.
So a holding penalty, trying to keep Tim Hevesy out of the backfield, takes the ball back to the 40, and East Lyme has a 1st and 20 now. And it's a misdirection. The man is running to the left, and he's met by several hand players, but stays on his feet quite a while.
What that was a scissors play from the wingback position where he almost looks like a motion play. They've had him in motion a couple of times, and he takes the handoff and goes right off the center.
The tackle on that one was made by Ryan Dorez and Mac Dolan. And about a 3-yard gain.
Pick up of 3, 2nd and 17 at the 43.
East Lyme has motion to the near side of the field, and the quarterback rolling to the near side, and it's almost caught, almost intercepted.
Intended for number 45, Rich Holm. Brings up 3rd and long.
The coverage on that, Bob Duggan got a hand on it after it was tipped by the intended receiver.
I think he was surprised as heck to see that ball in his face.
3rd down and 17.
Well, this play, third and long with only 6 minutes left to go. East Lyme is liable to force the ball in an area where they don't want to force it. I'm sure that hand's going to give him some cushion. East Lyme could make a big mistake right now.
Motion to the right, and a pitch to the right, and a run to the right, and he is tackled. That's Peter Lawler shot the gap and threw him for about a 4-yard loss.
You know, that looked like they were trying to set up an option pass, but because there was so much pressure in there, if in fact it was a halfback option pass, he wasn't able to set up and throw the ball.
And 20.
So here's the old 4th and 20 call.
I don't think they have a good play for 4th and 20.
I have a good play for it. You punt. Lawler and Hamill are back deep to receive. And East Lyme calls a timeout before they get the punt off.
Elvis Santiago.
So punt formation on 4th and long for East Lyme. It's a high snap, but he gets it away just over the outstretched hands of hand player, and a good punt. Rolls down inside the 20.
Rolls dead at the hand, 19.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a little dangerous with Peter Lawler getting awful close to that ball. Remember, that's a live ball. If he touches that ball, East Lyme could have recovered it. Fortunately, Pete was able to stay away from it.
And Eric Frey came very close to blocking that kick. Daniel Hand gets the ball back with 5:42 left before halftime, leading 28-7 against East Lyme.
And we're certainly not going to see anything fancy. What we're going to see is probably a good control running game, tackle to tackle. And here they come out and trip. So what do I know, Ken? I don't know anything.
Mike Burrow is the only back behind the quarterback, and he takes the ball up the middle.
Well, that's exactly what they did. They came out in trips to show something different and just ran it right up the middle.
And he gained close to 5 yards on that play where there was no hole.
Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 at the 24.
Well, Mike doesn't have a lot of size, but he's got a lot of heart. He's got some decent speed, and he's a tough kid.
We're coming up to 5 minutes left before halftime. 2nd and 5. Gumkowski rolling, looking to throw, and Hamill makes the reception. That'll be a 1st down across the 30.
You know what, Ken? I think they're doing something smart with a young quarterback that doesn't have a lot of experience. What they want to do is, with 21 points out in front, here's an opportunity where they can give him some time to throw some passes, make some completions, and gain a little poise out there.
Mark Gumkowski to Eric Hamill, complete pass, 1st down. Ball at about the 31, and Gumkowski looking to throw. He better get rid of it quickly. Incomplete pass. Didn't quite get it to his receiver. Aiming for Guinapero on the right side.
Well, there was good pressure coming from the backside, the defensive end. What we could see tonight, too, some safety blitzing to put some pressure on Mark. What they want to do is put a lot of pressure on Mark because he is young and hope that he forces the play.
This time, Bob Duggan is split wide right. And Gumkowski keeps the ball and bounces off of 2 men, and he's near a first down.
He is a tough kid, Kent. And you know, out there he looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence for a kid that hasn't taken a snap in a game since he was a freshman. He's playing out there with some confidence.
We will have a measurement.
That one's close enough for the referees to bring on the chains. He bounced off of several tacklers that time to gain that far.
And then again with some miscommunication in the backfield where it was not designed for Mark to keep it, and he made a real heads-up play by taking the ball and running upfield.
And gets the first down by half the length of the ball. They made Charlie Gabauer run clear across the field with the chains that time. I suppose he appreciated that. Pitch this time to Hamill, swinging to the left. Out of bounds, pushed out of bounds.
Left out of bounds.
Gained about 3.
Ryan Perry on the stop for East Lyme. Two-yard gain, 2nd and 8 at the 44.
They call that a 2-yard gain. The ball's now at the 44. This time Gumkowski hands off to Brill, and Brill gains a couple of yards.
Brill on the carry.
Behind the blocking over there, tight end Matt Soper. Number 77, Chad Davis, has come into the game.
Gain of 3 to the 47, 3rd and 5.
I think the coach wanted to talk to number 72. I believe the man that made the tackle was number 72's man, and wanted just to see if the blocking assignments are down.
Motion this time, Gumkowski rolling, looking to throw, and it's a complete pass, a nice catch by Guinapero. First down.
Territory for a first down.
Now that's going to really start building some confidence. You take an athlete like Guinapero, give him some confidence, give him some experience, and you're going to see some great things from this kid.
This game has slowed down noticeably in the second quarter. We're down to 2.5 minutes left before halftime. Gumkowski rolling right, looking to throw, got his man. Guinapero again, another first down. Gained about 11, down to the just outside the 30.
For another hand first down.
Yeah, great job by Guinapero and Gumkowski. Good coverage against Guinapero. He was right there, and Guinapero hung in there, knew he was going to be hit, hung in there, looked the ball in, and made a nice reception.
So Hand is moving the ball down field again. We're down to 2 minutes left before the half. Ball at the 30. 2 men split to the left. Bob Duggan is 82. There's Gumkowski looking to throw, and he hits Duggan. And another first down, about a 15-yard gain.
You know,
Ball at the 15.
This is a real confidence builder from Gumkowski, and the nice thing about it is, ahead by 21 points, he's not going to be forcing the ball, so it's going to give him a good opportunity to get some good experience today.
So Bob Duggan shows that he can catch the ball too. We have 1.5 minutes left, first half. Daniel Hand down just inside the 15. 2 receivers to the right. And handed off to Hamill's going to the right. And Hamill's got some yardage. There comes a couple of flags.
I think we have
Hamill gets in the end zone, but there may be illegal blocks on that play.
You know, Eric's got tremendous vision. He's got very elusive speed. He floats and then puts on those afterburners, and he was just passing people out around the corner.
There may be 2 different penalties on that one, Jerry. Flags were thrown at 2 different times.
Where they were thrown, I think they're going to be against Hand, and they're marking it off, Ken.
Yeah, that had to be illegal blocks.
The waste is the penalty against the offense. We'll negate the run.
We'll just do it again.
That, however, was a very pretty run.
It really was.
Even, I don't know if he needed the illegal blocks. That brings up first down repeated.
21-yard line.
I think you're right, Ken. I think that's the shame of that mistake is in that particular case, I think Eric could have done it all on his own.
First and 16 from the 21.
Guinapero wide to the left with single coverage over here. And now Lawler motion left. And the play is coming to the left, and Gumkowski's going to keep it. And he's going to try to run over a few people. A good gain.
Gumkowski on the carry.
He gained about 10 or 11. We're inside of a minute left before halftime. And Daniel Hand takes a timeout. That's going to bring up second down. And I'm not sure how much, Jay.
They would love to go
or something
into
like
the locker room at halftime up 35-7. That would be just tremendous for this young team who really is a game away from gelling.
The gain on the last play.
The clock shows 54 seconds before halftime. Daniel Hand has a second down and 8, and the ball is spotted at about the 12. And they're heading toward the band, ready for a halftime show in the end zone. Pitch this time to Hamill on the right. Got a good block. Still going. He's inside the 5, near the goal line, not quite in.
That was great blocking on the point of attack by Rob Mason. Toss right where Bob pulls, and he really got in the face of that defender.
First and goal at the 1, 41 seconds left. This time he's looking to throw in the end zone, and it's a complete pass, touchdown in the end zone. That was caught by Peter Lawler, co-captain from Mark Gumkowski.
Which I am sure the coaching staff is really excited about the play of Mark Gumkowski. He's really gaining some confidence here tonight that's going to propel him into the next couple of games.
Peter Lawler came down with that ball in the end zone. He lost one shoe, but he kept the ball. And sophomore Willis is going to try for another extra point. And sidewinds it up and good.
Extra point by Willis is good.
Is this Willis going to make this extra point thing an automatic? He's great. He's got a nice toe on him.
Jim Willis has been perfect on every extra point so far. 5 in a row.
Jimmy's also a good kid. He's another product, as is many of the Hand Tigers, a product of Madison Youth Football.
Anything you want to add just before we go off? Yeah. Kickoff by Willis, puts it high in the air this time, and it's fielded about the 21. Run right back up the middle, and he's met by number 78. Head on. Tim Hevesy.
From the 21.
We're going to hear that name a lot, offensively and defensively, all year long, I'm sure.
I think I'll learn his number about as quickly as anybody. And Mike Anderson also in on that tackle.
Vikings at their 37.
Well, the clock's marching down, Ken. If that clock is official, it looks like East Lyme is just going to go in the locker room without a
We're down to 5 seconds and running, so that will be the last play of the first half. Daniel Hand takes a 35-7 lead over the Vikings of East Lyme at the halftime, and so far it looks like a pretty good team, Jerry.
And they're very impressive, Kent, because in talking with Steve Filippone before the game, he said they're really a game away from starting to gel. It's a young team. They've had to fill a lot of positions, and what was a little concerned as to how ready they'd be for the game, and they've done a tremendous job getting these kids ready tonight. A young team, and they've really taken it to this East Lyme team tonight.
That will do it for the first half of the first game of the year, 1993. We'll have a little bit of the halftime activities and pick it up in the second half.
Cadet Flag Squad, led by Captain Sabine Rolstad, Lee Tellier, and Glenn Goodman, will now entertain you with style and color as they perform to Rock Around the Clock.
Rushing yards. 260 rushing yards. That's unbelievable. That was 93.
Show, that Tiger Band and Flag Squad will perform our school fight song, On Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen.
We don't have enough rosters.
Kickoff.
We are about ready to begin the second half of this game. Hand will kick off to East Lyme. This is Kent Sprague for Madison Community Television and Daniel Hand High School Tiger Football. Joining us in the second half is Frank Tordoff, and also Steve Fust will be behind the camera. Frank, you kept a few numbers for the first half on statistics for Hand. What have you got that might... Well, maybe we better wait till after the kickoff now. Jim Willis is going to hit the ball. It's a high short one this time. But the 22, return right up the middle. And there's trouble. He's coming around the left side. And the man's got an opening, and a flag is thrown. He's trying to tackle by Mike Burrell, but a flag is thrown in midfield.
There's a definite clip, Ken, right in front of us down here.
That's going to be a clip on East Lyme, but a very good return. Swung to the right. While we march off this penalty, Frank, what have you got on numbers for the first half?
Okay, well, it's very, very interesting numbers from Hand's standpoint. It's mainly what we have. But I had, unofficially now, someplace around 260 rushing yards for Hand first half, divided by 15 rushes for Eric Hemmel at 93 yards. So he came close to that century mark in the first half.
In the first half?
Okay, Burrell had 11 rushes for 68. Larragee had 1 for 10, and Gumkowski 6 rushes for 89 yards.
Back to their own 36-yard line. First and 10.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing there, Ken, I just want to address that clip on the runoff. Yeah, that was another good run-up on the kickoff for East Lyme. I think it's showing the inexperience that Hand has right now as far as that, but this is the way you learn, and this is a game where it's not going to hurt you badly
East Lyme will have the ball first, starting at the 36 as we begin the second half. Handoff right up the middle, and he is tackled. Number 38 meets the linebacker and meets the ball carrier. That's Dan Larragee right at the near the line of scrimmage. Carries forward for a yard or so.
Throw a dart at the clipboard, Kent. You pick a name, and they were in on that tackle.
2, second and 8 from the 38.
Yeah, I think this also we're seeing that that line, even though they're young, did get an awful lot of great experience last year. They're holding up well.
Dan Larragee and Andy Drennan are the two inside linebackers currently. East Lyme looking to throw and being pressured by Soper and thrown down. It's a sack in the backfield by Matt Soper.
Excellent sack. You see, that didn't set up very well for East Lyme right off the bat, and Soper is able to get himself right in around on the rush and did a wonderful job on it.
Loss of 5 yards on the play, second and 15.
That's going to bring up a third down, and we got about 14.
Third down.
Mike Salmani is right in the middle of that defensive line. East Lyme looking to throw across the middle and incomplete, but that tackle's a little bit early. That's going to be an interference call.
There is a flag on the play.
They just polka dot the field with flags, Ken.
Andy Drennan was covering his man, but he got there before the ball did. Just
Don't
a little
throw
bit.
the blanket over him until after the guy gets the ball in his direction. Can't get it beforehand with a blanket.
Against the defense.
So that will give him an automatic first down, too.
Well, that maximized East Lyme's offense for the first half right there. A 15-yard penalty.
Penalized to the 48. It'll be first and 10 East Lyme at that point.
That was a crossing pattern right 5 yards across the line of scrimmage and an interference call. Number 50, Chris Frey, is in the defensive line. 77, Chad Davis, and the run is to the near side. Davis gets a piece of him, finished off by Andy Drennan.
Midfield into Hand territory.
That was a little different look. It'd be kind of interesting to know. East Lyme had been running a refrigerator period tail there for a little while this half so far. Yeah? They had a big number 76, which obviously isn't normally going to be out there for tailback. Off the field now, but he was in the tail. We're still running with pretty much the same team for Hand's defense out there as we had the first half.
Second down, about 6. Looking to throw to the left flat, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Coverage on that side by Dan Glenn, 86.
It's too bad for East Lyme. That was in his hands, but he did that typical thing when you get a little anxious to catch it and start upfield. Got to make sure of the catch first.
Frank, my apologies to his parents, but we've got a number 69 on the field, and I don't have a 69 on my roster. Yes, I do. Anthony Crampton.
Yep, it's one of those subs, as far as numbers go. Last minute.
He's playing a down line position.
Junior, 196, as far as...
Mike Spagnuolo is in now on the defensive line. And East Lyme looking to throw and being pressured. And incomplete pass, covered by Dan Guinapero.
Intended for Rich Holm, broken up by
and
Dan
does have now,
Guinapero.
Ken, quite a few, they're filtering in quite a few different players. Give them that experience. If you go in there with every other player being first string, second string, get a lot of awful good experience out there.
4th down and 6 for East Lyme. Back expecting a punt are Eric Hamill and Peter Lawler. Punt formation for East Lyme. He'll hit it about the 45, and a pretty good kick. Aimed for Lawler and beyond him, and a good roll. That was a very good punt. It's going to go inside the 5-yard line.
Sure is. That was an excellent punt. That's going to make Hand really pick up and take notice and how far they can march this thing, Ken.
So we're at 8:26, third quarter, and Daniel Hand leading 35-7. Hand takes over at the 5. Hamill and Burrell in the backfield. Hand it off to Burrell. Burrell swinging to the right corner, and he's still going. He's got a first down. Very good run. He got about 11 yards on that.
Excellent handle. Exactly what they need to do. Get a little bit of breathing room back there off the goal line. A little bit of operating room there.
Near the first down marker.
Spectacular on the field, but he's off the playing field.
We had a break in the action there as an East Lyme player in on that tackle on the far sideline on Mike Burrell's run was injured, but he did walk off, so he looks like he's okay. A first down was picked up by Burrell on that run, and this ball is whizzed for about 3 yards right up the middle.
Nothing complicated about that because of the time delay we've had here. I think that was one of those plays designed just to give you a little bit of time, get back into the flow of things. Still had about a yard and a half gain on it.
I noticed Jim Willis came in the game as a slot man that last play, and another run right up the middle.
Give everybody as much as possible a little bit of action. Get butterflies out early in the season.
We've got Mike Spagnuolo in there. 64 is Todd McLaughlin, just went in the game. Third down and 3 for Hand.
New snap of 77.
77, Chad Davis is playing center now. And another run straight up the middle. And he's close to a first down. Looks like it might be just a bit short. We'll see where they mark it.
It's all going to be the spot. You're right.
Lawler on the carry picks up 2. And maybe more. It is close to the first down marker.
They're going to have to measure that one,
I
Frank.
would think so. Now, here they go.
And we will have a measurement.
Charlie Gebauer, who's been carrying those sticks for ages, appreciates the measurement a little bit closer to his side of the field.
It is inches short of a first down. Fourth down.
Well,
About 2 inches short. Hand sends in their punting unit on
You
fourth
can throw
down.
away those tickets. We have
I
our
don't
2
know
winners.
about that. I don't see the punter out there.
Both
We haven't seen a punt by Hand yet this game, have we?
Oh, he is.
and Pete Anderson, both of Madison.
Now we know who it is. It's number 86, Dan Glenn, back in punt formation.
There you go. Give him a chance. Remember that leg. Nice
Left foot punt. And it's picked up on the run at about the 43, and a flag goes down. That's probably going to be an illegal block if it's thrown behind the run back.
I
believe that's what it looked like.
Flag on the play.
That's a clip against East Lyme, which will move the ball back from where it was carried.
It's such a...
On the return of the punt, penalty tacked on will take East Lyme back to the 35 where they have a first down now. Quick pass play to the left flank, and that one is surrounded by most of Hand's team. There are about 10 guys in on the tackle there by Hand.
Good part of the play from the line, but it went nowhere. Wonderful follow-up coverage by him.
Dan Largy corralled that play and hemmed it in.
Young players for Hand are having to learn, and this is a good place to do the learning.
We have number 36, Heath Walden, playing in a safety position currently. Second and 9 for East Lyme.
East Lyme's going to have to be passing all the time if they wish to get back in the game.
Roll right on a pass, and Chad Davis hits a man in the backfield, but the quarterback does make a little yardage out of it. And a flag comes in late.
40, there is a flag on the play.
2 flags were thrown at the point of the tackle.
Very, very late.
Late hit on Hand. But a good charge by Chad Davis that time. He almost had the quarterback in the backfield.
He sliced right through there real well.
I will give East Lyme a first down.
3, first and 10 for East Lyme. We're inside of 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And handed off to the tailback and tackled immediately by 58 for Hand. That's Mike Spagnola. Met the ball carrier for about a yard loss.
Let me tell you, these young fellas are getting off that ball awfully quickly there, kid. They're slicing right off that ball, and that's why they're being able to get under the blocks of East Lyme and hold that thing down.
Anthony Crampton is in the front line in defense. And there's another player or two in there that I don't have a number for, Frank.
Well, they've swapped out so many, it's hard to keep.
And a quick pass across the middle, and the ball's dropped. Incomplete pass.
This pass intended for Matt Guaria is incomplete. Third down.
Poor sportsmanship in there on the East Lyme player. I'm surprised he didn't get picked up by it, but the referee looked right at him. And what he did is he cuffed the Hand player in the back.
That was Dan Carroll in on the coverage that time to help break up the play. Third down and 10. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Pitch this time and a run to the right. And the man's got a little bit of the corner, but good tackle by number 82, Bob Duggan.
He did a nice job turning him in. So he get back in and get some help. If he had broken the outside, he might have been able to make not just a big gain, but he may have been able to go all the way with that.
Fourth down and close to 5 for East Lyme. But the ball is across midfield. It's down to the 38.
This would be the deepest penetration by far, other than a kick return, Ken, which has been helped by about 30 yards of penalties.
East Lyme goes for it and needs 5 yards on 4th. Hand it off over the left side, and he's got the 5 yards. Good run. First down. Finally tackled by number 36, Heath Walden, the secondary.
Well, you had some real strong penetration over there in the offensive line on that side. They got off well, made sure they blocked. Linebacker and safety came up and closed well.
First down for East Lyme. They're down to the 28, and we're just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Hand is continuing to lead 35-7. Motion left, a roll left by the quarterback, looking to throw left, and there's no coverage over there. and it's a complete pass. That could have gone for a touchdown.
The pass is complete. Joel Farrier on the catch. First down, Vikes.
Hand players that time took the fake and was watching everything as it was going into the line. Then watch the movement of the play and the quarterback off the left side there.
The ball was thrown a little bit behind the receiver, so he had to turn around to catch it, but he had clear sailing ahead of him if he had caught it in stride. First down for East Lyme. They're down knocking at the door at this point.
Knocking on the door, Ken.
First and 10 at the 10. Run to the right and a run down to about the 3. Finally brought down by 36, who is Heath Walden.
Nice tackle, nice open field tackle.
Second and goal at about the 2.
And they're going to keep on running off of number 43.
We're inside of a minute left in the third quarter.
Second and 2 at the 3.
33 is really their workhorse. He's the fellow who got the kick return too.
And a run right up the middle by 43, and he's met by a hand, but he gets in for a touchdown. Touchdown, East Lyme. The initial hit was made by 68, Dan Carroll of hand, but he fell forward enough to get the touchdown. So with 19 seconds left in the third quarter, East Lyme scores their second touchdown.
Well, they go for 2 or they go for 1. Usually in a position like this, you're going to get the team try for 2, but no, they're setting up for the 1.
I think they figure that they need several before they need to go to 2.
It's not going to buy them that much to get 2.
Good spot, and the kick is up. Kick is good.
DeSantis is good.
Score now is 35-14. Daniel Hand leading with 19 seconds left in the third quarter.
I think he came up and he must have slipped and twisted or something. He kicked that.
Is that right?
He fell down and winched.
10 from its 45.
So Hand gets the ball at the 45-yard line. We got only 12 seconds left before the third quarter runs out, and the clock is running. They're not going to get a playoff before the quarter expires. Down to 1, and that's the end of the third quarter with Hand leading 35-14. In the fourth quarter with Hand starting with the ball at the 45. And a fumble snap, and it looks like East Lyme has it. Mark Gumkowski pulled out a little bit early.
Gumkowski falls on the loose ball.
Got it back again anyway.
I guess they give it back to Gumkowski.
Second and 11.
I think he out-wrestled somebody for that one. I thought he'd lost it.
Because he got quite a ways away from it before he fell back. Hey, Davis still in there centering.
Chad Davis at center. Who we got in the backfield, Frank? Can you tell?
Numbers, couldn't quite read them.
36 is carrying the ball around the left side, and 36 is Heath Walden, tailback.
Walden was the ball carrier. Stopped back at the
Mark Palumbo was in there.
loss of 4. Third and 15.
Third and 15.
Oh, we got a very heavy sophomore team in there right now, as we did on defense as well. Guinapero taking it wide now.
26 is Mark Palumbo, is the fullback. And a run up the middle. Not a lot. That's going to bring up a fourth down.
Here again, the important part of those sort of things there, Ken, in a game like this is to get those butterflies out, get a chance to get a little varsity experience.
42-yard line will bring up fourth and long.
And it's not hurting you, and before you may really need to get in there under some pressure.
That was all a second unit almost that had the ball that time, with the exception of Gumkowski, a quarterback. Punt formation for Hand. And a good high floating kick. And the man's got a little room to run, but finally dragged down from behind. That's 38 that made the tackle. That's Dan Largy. And we have an East Lyme man down with a break in the action.
He's the workhorse. Come on.
First down for East Lyme. Motion and option to the right and a run around the right end, and the man's got a little room to run, and he's finally brought down on the far sideline.
Jeff Gibson on the carry for the right.
68 that made that tackle.
Nice
Stayed right
pursuit.
with him. Dan Carroll, good
Very
pursuit.
nice. Yeah, he had caught up with him from behind, so that's pretty good when you're catching up to a running back.
He picks up 9 or 10, depending on the measurement.
Very close, and they give him 10 yards. First down for
There
East
is
Lyme.
no measurement. It was a first down. Pickup of 10 yards. First and 10 Vikings at their 43.
Ball's at the 43. We're coming down to 9 minutes left in this ball game, and Hand is leading 35-14. And off right up the middle and met at the line of scrimmage and ridden to the right. Todd McLaughlin made one of the initial hits. And we don't know who it is, Frank, but a number 90 was also in on that tackle.
I know.
Gain of 2.
That's a shame. We'll try to get
To
that
the
straightened out for next
45,
game.
second and 8.
His mama knows who he is. It was a good play.
Well, you need to try to get all the kids all the credit you can. They work awful hard during the week, and you want to see what you can do for them. We're going to get this updated by about the second or third game, I guess.
Second and 8, misdirection, and the runner is coming to the near sideline. He's being pursued, and he better not stop because the whole Hand team is coming after him.
You bet. You bet.
Joe Farrier was the ball carrier.
And that number 90 that pursued that play clear across the field.
You've got to get it from him. Dan Carroll was there also.
Heath Walden also.
You can kind of see a little bit there. The missed tackle really was trying to stop that big play, big running back with an arm, and you're not going to do that. You have to go right at him and drive. And that gave him a little bit extra, but good pursuit by Hand.
Anthony Crampton and Mike Spagnola are the two men in the middle of the defensive line for Hand. Play going to the right this time. Quarterback looks like he wants to throw, and now he lofts it up and overthrows his man. He had a man open there, but he couldn't get a good pass to him.
He had the option to throw the pass, and he made the decision kind of late, and he already was being pressured hard by Hand's pursuit. So he didn't get a good read. He actually threw that off the wrong foot.
That will bring up fourth down about 3 at midfield. Don't believe they have much to lose here. Might as well go for it.
Gotta go for it. No sense in giving it back to Hand. Even though they know that Hand is using the second string right now, they need every second they can.
It's going to be a run right up the middle, and it's going to be a first down. First down.
Farrier carries, picks up the East Lyme first down.
Well, you could very well expect that. Again, when you're running a second string defense,
at the 43.
getting experience out there, they should be able to drive those 3-4 yards like that and pick it up, which they did.
Number 26 is in the game. Our roster shows that that's Mark Palumbo. We do know a few of these kids have changed jersey numbers the last few days, and we may not all have them all right yet.
This is a very young team now, young in experience, that is. And they're young as far as actual grade level goes, too.
Back looking to throw, and incomplete, just overthrown.
And the pass intended for number 45, Rich Hall.
And Jim Willis is back there in coverage with Heath Walden.
Well, that was really a good call by East Lyme, because first down, they could try to get out there and get some mileage under their legs. Try to pick up that score. They've got a long ways to go with 6.5 minutes left, Ken.
About 6.5 minutes left. The ball's at the 42. Second and 10. Motion right, and a quick throw, quick slant in, complete pass. Tackled right away by 64 in on the tackle. That's Todd McLaughlin.
Very, very typical quick slant on the tight end coming in there.
Complete
But,
from that inbound.
again, the linebacker did a nice job seeing that come across and staying at home.
Short completion gained 4 yards. 3rd and 6 coming up. And the clock is continuing to run.
I would predict a quarterback option on this.
We're down in 2-down territory for East Lyme, trailing by 3 touchdowns. They run this time to the left with blocking ahead of it, and is net head on by a hand player. That was
Danny Guinapero.
Dan Guinapero made the tackle.
He hunkered himself down right there and could see it coming on. He stayed right put, took on the one-on-one with that running back. Nice job.
That was called a head-on collision.
That was indeed a head-on belly collision, I think.
4th and 2 for East Lyme. Long 2. Left side, and he's got the first down and more. He's being dragged down, pushed out of bounds, but a good game. And a late flag thrown in.
Picks up the first down.
Heath Walden makes the tackle, but I think they flagged the second man that came in and helped on the tackle.
That should be half the distance for goal, I think.
So the flag was thrown at about the 15.
Penalty is against hand.
Yeah, see, the hand is collapsing very quickly on the plays, just as they collapsed quickly on the kick returns earlier in the game. That's simply an experience factor there, where they'll get a little excited and want to follow up from their position. They'll learn. They'll be learning to stay at home. They'll have a chance to review the films themselves.
1st and goal for East Lyme at about the 9. 5 minutes left in the game. Motion right, pitch right, and run right, and one man got a hold of the ball carrier, and he's still going. Touchdown East Lyme.
Wow, I was just going to say that
43,
I think the coaches will sit down and very grandfatherly talk to him about collapsing, but I think they'll have a little more to talk about missed tackles now.
There were about 3 one-arm tries at tackles that time, and that didn't work.
It doesn't quite work.
So East Lyme puts it in the end zone with 4:59 left in the ball game, making the score 35-20. Conversion try coming.
Well, it's going to be quite obvious that the score is not going to be indicative of the real game here.
Kick
is up and good, 35-21.
59 remaining in the game. The score hand 35, East Lyme 21.
Okay, Ken, what do you think?
East Lyme had just scored their 3rd touchdown, and Hand is expecting an onside kick with all their receiver backfield types up front. Only Eric Hamill is back at about the 20.
East Lyme's going to be getting a little excited.
Mike Burrell is right in the middle of that line.
Oh, they did.
Just kicked high over toward Hamill, who will pick it up on a bounce at about the 23. And he's swinging right, and he's hemmed in. No place to go.
Eric Hamill returns.
He's going to get it on the 20.
He'll get it about the 20.
And we'll start 1st and 10.
Well, let's see what Hand puts out on the field, Ken. What do you think? They'll get out there with their first troops back, try to get a little bit further downfield before they go back in with the younger kids.
And we'll call a timeout to figure out what they're going to do now before we get going with this possession. Daniel Hand takes over the ball just across the 20, and they basically have their first unit back in there to see if they can get a first down or two. Let the clock run. They're only 2 touchdowns ahead at this point. There go the flags in all directions.
There is a flag on the play.
That usually is indicative of holding or something in that position.
That's a hold against Hand, so that'll be a...
Okay, now this is the place where Hand has been playing it, so they get a lot of experience with the younger kids and that. 2 touchdowns is not a lot for East Lyme to overcome at this point. So with that penalty, pushing Hand a little bit further back, you're going to have to be very careful they don't muff a snap and lose something to a fumble. That sort of thing, Ken.
down, it'll be first and 21.
A holding call against Hand pushes it down to about the 9 and makes it a first and about 21. Hand off this time right up the middle.
You know, you could see on that
Mike Burrell carrying.
Right. Yeah, from that
Mike
first
Burrell
play
with
where
the
the
ball
holding
carrier.
was, you could see that with the first troops going back out again, they were very, very close. The play did not
Gain of
come around
6 to
very
the
fast, if you
15.
notice.
Second and 15.
Just inside of 4 minutes left in the ballgame. Second and 15 for Ham. Hand off this time to Burrell. And Burrell is tackled very low gain.
Nothing fancy. Just up off tackle and a standard plays of hand. Didn't risk a pitch out to the tailback.
Third and long coming up. Third and about 13.
Okay, we got Guanaperos coming back in. Guanaperos was used a couple times to pick up first down on the pass.
Guanaperos split wide to the right. And 87, Eric Frey split to the left.
Second pass.
He's looking for Guanapero. Incomplete pass. Not much room to get a pass in there. Fourth down.
Okay, now that's the first time all evening that Hand has gone 3 and out.
Dan Glenn will be back to punt, and he needs a good punt here.
I think there'll be a rush on it, try to get a block.
Good snap by Hevesy. Good kick out there. Roll down to about the 45.
Okay, Hand is coming back in with their defense again, trying to put a hold on things.
East line, 46-yard line. First and 10, right to the backbone.
Frank, this last 2.5 minutes could be very interesting,
Yeah, very
particularly if East Lyme should break a long one.
They very well could.
If they'd score quickly,
They've got to have some
get a little
energy.
tense.
Yeah, that's right. Got to show some energy. They're showing flankers now, Ken.
East
Got a
Lyme
ball.
has 2 men in motion there. I
Oh,
guess
look
one was
at-
getting
look
off
at-
the
here it
field.
is.
Oh, man, wide open, but he drops the ball. Incomplete pass, man, wide open at about the 20, between 25 and 30.
Hand sure dodged the bullet with that one. It simply was everybody looking except that one man coming out here on the short side.
Actually, East Lyme had 2 men moving when that ball was snapped, but one was trying to get off the field. He was still 5 yards on it, but the referees did not see that. I'm glad to see them ignore that type of a penalty, actually. It has no effect on the play. Second down and 10 for East Lyme. Pitch to the right, and a run to the right, and a good run by East Lyme, and almost a first down. Peter Lawler makes the hit, and it's very close to a first down. They're calling it third down and short, but we're looking right down that yard stripe, and it's about there, isn't it?
There's not much difference.
We're inside of 2 minutes left in the ball game, 1:44.
East Lyme's line has got to fire off. It's got to give the momentum.
Third down.
Official timeout.
We have an official conference here.
They're looking for a measure, maybe. That was a line judge who was talking to the coach. The coach for East Lyme wanted to get a measure, I think. That's all he should ask for it, I think.
I don't blame him. I would want a measurement too if I was the coach over there. We're looking right down the line, and that looks like it's about far enough to me.
Makes a difference what play you're going to call.
Well, apparently the East Lyme coach convinced the referees to bring out the chains and measure that. Well, the referee's got good eyes. It is a little short.
Oh, man.
Measurement proves it was short.
3 inches short.
That's experience for you, I guess. Instant credibility for the referee with that one.
East Lyme does not appear to be in any hurry, and the clock is running with a minute and a half left in the ball game.
You'd think there'd be, a 2-minute drill.
Ball's at 45. And that's going to be a penalty against East Lyme. They had several men in motion early.
There are flags on the play. Illegal motion against the offense.
They're also calling a timeout. So East Lyme is pushed back 5 yards by moving before the snap count. 3rd and 5. Pitch to the left this time, and a run to the left, and a good block, and there's the clip. A handman was blocked from behind there. I was watching that block.
Yeah. Well, I was watching Ryan Dorez on that. He's the safety, standing up there alone. He did a nice job. You can see him come forward, take a position right opposite the running back as he's coming in. Waited for the running back to make his move, and he did bring him down nicely.
Yeah, the East Lyme man blocked from behind. So the clock is down to 1:02, and that play will come back.
Anyway, that is Ryan Dorez of the Dorez and Dorez family. Father, president of the Boosters Club.
Ball is moved back to the East Lyme 36. It'll be 3rd and 20.
Less than a minute to go, Ken.
And the clock is running, and East Lyme is in no hurry.
No, I guess they just given up the ghost.
3rd down and 20.
They're going to be bombing it. Yeah, they're going to put a bunch out on this.
And the play is going to the right. Quarterback keeps, and he's being tackled. He escaped one tackle. Gains about 4 yards. That's going to bring up 4th and about 16. And a timeout by East Lyme with 24 seconds left in the ball game. East Lyme has a 4th down and a good 15 yards to go. 24 seconds left on the clock, and they need 2 touchdowns. This is going to be their last play on this. They make something spectacular. They're looking to throw long across the middle, and it's intercepted by hand, number 36. There's a flag thrown. The flag is thrown at about the 45-yard line on the return. That was 36. Heath Baldwin made that interception. I would assume that's probably a clip on the run back.
Yes, it was.
The hand will have possession, and they don't really need to run a play, do they? Let it run.
They'll do it just kneel, I think.
And is penalized for clipping on the return.
Well, I think this is going to be a game that the coach is very pleased to get under his belt in more ways than one.
Well, the coaches had a chance to look at their whole squad tonight, and when you got young players, it's a chance to find out who can play.
That's right. And they were up against a good team against them.
That is the end of the ball game.
Score doesn't really belie that, but gives everybody a chance in game conditions.
The clock has run out. The final score is 35-21. Daniel Hand wins against East Lyme, and a very good game early. They established the momentum by taking the ball right down, putting it in the end zone the first 2 times they hit the ball.
It really was. It was a game of stages, I think. Hand was really able to dominate. That was because the experience of the line, the inexperienced players in the backfield, and the quarterback, a chance to get the jitters up. Not only that, but again, a chance to get a few bumps and bruises, get into the game time, if you will. And that was able to that make the experience came up further on defense as well. And maybe get these subs getting into that.
Mark Kumkowski showed us quite a bit at quarterback. Harry Campbell had a good game running. Some of the younger players, Willa as a kicker was perfect tonight. Van Lairgy was in on a lot of plays. The young man who made the interception there near the end, can't say his name at the moment. Who was that?
Right.
made several good plays. Heath Walden, that's who I'm looking for.
Right.
And so Hand gets that first one under the belt. They play the next game next Friday afternoon at Florin, and then 2 weeks from tonight they play at home against Xavier. So they got 2 tough games coming up. A good one to get under their belt, the first win, first game of the season. That about wraps it up for tonight. This is Kent Sprague, and my thanks to Frank Tordoff and Jerry Johnson. And behind the camera has been Paul Sprague and Steve Fust. And Lynn Richards is helping direct, so we've got a lot of help with Madison Community Television and Daniel Hand High School Tiger football. The final score tonight, Daniel Hand 35, East Lyme 21. Good night.